In this video, we're going to show you how to create a new bid within the proposal program. If we go up to the File menu and we select New, okay, it's going to ask us which company we're estimating for. So if you have multiple companies here, you'll have all of those added in here. I'll just select the default and click OK. Okay, now it's wanting us to select a customer. So I would just go into my customer list. I would select the customer and click Next. If I don't have a customer in there and I need to put a new customer, I'll just click on the Add New Customer button, and that will allow me to add that new customer. I'll go ahead and select one and click Next. Now, if I am using a project, a design project from either Planner or Image Editor that's already created on this system, it will show up in this list. Okay, if I also have the option to not use a project here, and this will allow me to do a quote on things that are not really necessary to quote on from a design. So if I'm doing tear out work or I'm applying a fertilization, I can basically generate a blank quote and then put those items on the quote if I select don't use a project. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select a project. This is one from Image Editor and click Next. Okay, and it gives me a couple different things to put in here if I need to. Okay, I'll go ahead and click Next there. If I want a job description on that, I can do that, or if I have notes to print at the bottom of the quote, I'll put that here and click Next. Okay, I can choose the report template type, the tax rate. This all should come in from company setup that we've had previously entered. Okay, I'll click Next. Okay, now using this option, I also am asked which layers I want to import from that Image Editor project. Now in this one I'm going to enter all of the layers, but if I only wanted certain layers that I was doing a quote on, then I could just uncheck the ones I don't want and it would generate the quote based on very specific layers. I'll click Finish, and there it has generated my estimate. Okay, now you'll notice that if you go in here and you try to click on any of this, you'll notice that it's not editable, so you can't go in and change any of the values here. That's because we're on the quote preview. Now this is our standard report template, quote template, and if we go up here to the top, you'll see we have a preview, pricing, and properties tab. I'm going to select the pricing tab. Now this is the one that we can actually go in and edit the information. So if I want to change the quantity on something, like for example, when I come from Image Editor, really doesn't know how to calculate the grass and the mulch there, so I may have to override those values. You'll see it gave me 1 square foot of mulch or 1 square foot of grass. So what we can do is we can go in and we can modify that. So I'm going to say the quantity on that one is 3, and I'm going to change that to cubic yards. Okay, and let's go ahead and everything in the database has a list price of $5. So if you see $5, chances are that you haven't set the price in the database. So we can go in, and I'm just going to say that mulch is going to be $45. Okay, and if I scroll over here, you're going to see that there's other variables that we can put in here. So if I have a labor charge that I want to do, or a guarantee for plant material to guarantee it for a year or two, we can put those charges in here. We also can do hourly labor rates and or flat per piece labor rates, which we'll get into that later. Okay, and it gives us the subtotal and then a couple options here. Okay, so now that I've modified an item there, if I click back over to my preview, you'll see here that the preview now reflects the new quantity, the new unit price, and also the size. I had changed that, so it's reflecting that here on the preview. Okay, so we can edit the price on the pricing tab. Also note that if there's something on here that we want to add that's not necessarily on the design or in the database, we can do that up here. Next to the green plus sign, I'm just clicking that drop down and I select Add Item. Okay, I'm going to call this one Labor because I'm going to charge just a flat job labor rate, and we're going to put in here on the list price $800, and the quantity is 1, and then I'll click OK. Okay, and you'll see here that my labor now shows up there at the bottom. If I click over to preview, I now have $800 in labor added to the bottom there. Okay. Alright, so that's how you go in and you put in special items that aren't necessarily in the database. Now you could put labor as a separate line item in the database, or maybe it's fall cleanup or some tear out work that you've done. You can put that in as a miscellaneous line item pretty easily within the proposal program. Okay, if you need to delete items, you can do that here, or if you want to edit the items, you can do that here. Okay. Also note that if you need to change a description on something, you can actually type into the or click into the description field here, and you can put a description for that item. So it also allows you to put multi-lines of descriptions in there. So if you actually have detailed information that you need to put into the body of the quote, it will put that there, and it'll allow you to put several lines of detailed information within the body of the quote. Okay, now on the preview, this is what we call the report template. Now you're not bound to just this one report template. If we go over here to the Properties tab, okay, and we go down to the bottom of the Properties tab, you'll see where it says Report Template. The standard report template is the one that we show there. Okay, and we can go in and we can choose a different report template. So if I choose one, say project picture without individual prices, graphic font, and I click back over to my preview, okay, it shows that preview and it gives me a whole different style of quote templates. So we have 50 or 60 different report templates here to choose from, so you may find one that meets your needs a little better. Now this particular one, it shows the SKU number and the description. It shows the individual quantities but does not show the individual prices, so that labor charge is kind of buried into the subtotal there, so they don't really know how much labor I'm charging. Also, they don't know how much I'm charging them for individual plants. Okay, so some of our users find that this format is beneficial to the way that they do business. Okay, so you might go through the different report templates and just find one that suits your needs. Okay, and that's how we create an estimate from within the proposal program.